God, I look old. Hello, welcome to Trevor's Barking Mad channel. When the going gets tough, what happens? Roll cinematics. So this is the third time I've recorded this. I'm going to make this a lot quicker, briefer, etc, and try and do it right this time. Anyway, how are you? If you're new to this channel, my name's Trevor. There's two little fluff balls around me called Dotty and Toto, which you might well hear during the vlog. And together we make up the channel Trevor's Barking Mad channel. This week's about when things get a little bit tough, hence the title. When the going gets tough. It's so hard just to say that one half of the phrase and not the other half. Don't really need to say the other half, but it's just that part I want. Anyway, basically, a week before Good Friday, started getting a bit ill, upset tummy, etc. Without going into too much details, I ended up Good Friday going into being taken into A&E, QA hospital in Portsmouth, where I stayed for 4 days basically. Not too sure whether it was, they don't believe it was a Crohn's thing, but I believe it was a virus of some sort. Possibly the dreaded norovirus, which seems to be doing the rounds at the moment. Amazingly, one thing it leaves you with, or can leave you with, is dairy intolerance. So let's come to some of these things in a second. Yes, as I say, I was taken into QA eventually. Had to went through 111, went through AOC Oncology Centre at QA, and got referred to A&E in the end. Very good service as always at QA. Love the hospital, just absolutely second to none service, absolutely brilliant. And the food is always lovely in there. Now, I believe they have their own, been told they have their own catering company. If I'm wrong, please do say so. But the food is absolutely gorgeous. It really is. From breakfast, lunch, roast dinner for lunch, you know, well, not every day, obviously, but and tea is just as gorgeous, absolutely wonderful. And if you get a bit peckish in the evening, you can just ask for a sandwich or biscuits, or there's cups of tea, coffee, hot chocolates all going around almost constantly. It's absolutely, really do look after you in there. Oops, a daisy. So anyway, come Tuesday, I was getting a little bit better in hospital, got discharged, and it all went back downhill again. But I wasn't expecting to stay in hospital come Good Friday. I thought I was going to be in there just a few hours to get an injection or a drip into me and sort my dear poor tummy and backside out. So they basically the runs stop running. But alas, I was in there for 4 days, and yeah, I was totally unprepared for it. So I was very lucky. I've got some very, very good friends, and I'm going to say thank you to each and every one of those individually. I never asked anyone for any help. Everyone just offered, and I'm so very grateful to you. As I say, I'll come to that little section in a moment. Once I came out and things went downhill again, I was in touch with my GP as it was recommended, and about 3 friends suggested leaving out the dairy in food and just going back to like things like pasta, vegetables, chicken or fish. So which I did. And you know, from that day forward, things improved. And I stopped taking dairy. And I went and bought some vegan stuff like I have done in the past, a year ago most probably. Unfortunately, it made my levels crash back then because my CLL drug, venetoclax, between that and the cancer, it caused, and not having non-vegan food, it caused my levels to crash. So I was told by my consultant to, his words, eat and drink normally. Normal milk, normal food just while you're being treated. However, I found that after this little stint, it seemed to be the dairy that was causing the issues. And I tried it one morning. I just put some milk in my coffee and butter on my toast, and I had to take a nausea tablet a few hours later. And I thought, there's something to this. So I phoned up the GP, and the receptionist for my GP, I'm so lucky, I've got a great GP service down at Leon Solent. And the receptionist is so very, very helpful. And she could actually relate to this because her son, who had, I believe it was norovirus, for a couple of months afterwards, he was dairy intolerant. I thought, well, that's really interesting because that's what it appears that I am. Now, I have since introduced a little bit of dairy every now and then. Might have a bit of milk in me, or powdered milk anyway, in a coffee. I've also got Barista's oat milk, which is really nice. I love oat milk. So yes, I'm dibbling and dabbling to see if it has an effect, but I'm not going to rush back into it. But I'm going to give it roughly a couple of months, and then see how it goes. If I can go totally back onto cow's milk, etc. Just to help with my levels for the CLL and the treatment thereof. As I stand today, things are virtually back to normal. There's a little bit of a musical tummy sigh changing hands, as the actress said to the bishop. And things are virtually back to normal without going to graphic details, which is great. Now, few thank yous. I'm not going to get emotional. I'm not going to have to cut this short. What a bit. Okay, when you're in the hospital, you're only tired, you've got 2 dogs at home. And it's like very, very late at night in A&E. And I thought, well, I'll most probably be home 2, 4, 6 o'clock in the morning. And they say, no, you're staying in. And you're on drips. Oh, excuse me. And you start thinking, oh God, I've got 2 dogs at home. What am I going to do? So I have got an agreement set up most probably about 6 years ago, soon after I got diagnosed with the CLL, with the then manager of the ARC, the RSPCA Solent branch at Stubbington, who was lovely and absolutely acknowledged an agreement and absolutely fantastic. Came out, picked the dogs up, took them back, and I'd pay a donation when I come out, which was most probably in excess of what it would have cost to board them, but they can't go in the boarding kennels because they can't have kennel cough vaccination, because the kennel cough vaccination is a live vaccination and it could potentially kill me because I got the CLL. So they don't go into the boarding kennels, they go into the new intake kennels. Sadly, since that manager, we've had 2 more managers. The next manager was a member of staff at the time when the agreement was done, and equally lovely and very, very helpful, and acknowledged the agreement, and that all carried forward. Absolutely nothing was too much effort and help. The most recent manager, whether it's constraints on her own behalf or from the RSPCA, I know the RSPCA themselves, shall we say, have insisted on more stringent terms, I believe, in how it's run, rather than coming into the 21st century. They've taken it back a bit, which is a huge shame because the ARC had really gone forward in so many ways, and I really did support it, and I was very grateful to the staff who acknowledged its move forward and how that affected and improved the rehoming of rescued animals. I think I said that rather well. So I phoned up the ARC, bearing in mind it was Saturday, Easter Saturday, and quite a new receptionist, I believe, Not au fait with me, not au fait with the agreement. I had to tell her about it. Very non-empathetic. Did that come out right? You know, gave the impression really didn't give too much of a monkeys. And apparently, when I aired this effect to friends afterwards, there's a couple of other people who said exactly the same. Come on, Ark, get your act together. Get back to where you were. You were in a much better place before than you are now. And in the end, just basically offered me a single kennel for both dogs to go in. That's all they could offer me. But they're still going to charge me for the 2 dogs, including the price increase from April the 1st. So gone into the donation part. And they're willing to put 2 dogs into a single kennel. If I was acceptance to that. I wasn't too happy about that. They wanted both dogs' records sent over for proof that they've been vaccinated and everything. My word was no longer valid, which my vets just emailed me whilst I was in hospital. And once that happened, then I had a very pleasant surprise. So my lovely neighbour Sue and Ed opposite me at home said, "We've had a chat and happy to go over." I think it was 4 times a day: morning, sort of noon, afternoon tea, and just before bed. Feed the dogs, let the dogs out, give them their medications, etc., etc. Absolutely fantastic. And yes, I can't thank them enough. Everything was in safe hands. I've got internal cameras, so in between times I can watch the dogs, check they're okay, and I'm sure if anything wasn't okay, I could have just messaged Sue and say, "Can you go over a bit earlier, please?" But Sue and Ed, you gave up your Easter, and I am so, so grateful. Thank you very, very much. And yeah, I know, Sue, you say this can be the answer in the future. We'll take each step at a time. I'm not going to make any assumptions. I never do in life. But I'm very, very, very grateful. Thank you very much. Just open the back door. Dogs will need to go outside. Next one was Lindy, who very kindly asked, did I need anything taken in, bringing into hospital? Because I just had clothes I was wearing. I did take a couple of phone chargers and the charger to charge them up, because I thought I might be in A&E for a few hours, which wasn't too bad in the end, but I was, and being moved about to different wards, etc. So Lindy very kindly came to my house, picked up the stuff. I was able to direct her through the cameras, where clothes were, where medications were, where wash gear was, etc., etc. And yeah, of course, the dogs said hello as well. And very kindly brought them into hospital for me. I was so, so grateful. You just felt a little bit at ease then that you could go and have a wash, a shave, and change into some fresh clothes as well. So very kind of you, Lindy. Thank you very, very much indeed. Very much appreciated. Nikki, who I used to work with, very good friend. There's a group of us that go out regularly for meals. Kindly asked if there's anything she could do to help, and with the dogs. And so it was Sunday evening, the bedtime one. Very kindly came over, let the dogs out. I think gave Dottie a tablet, sorted the house out for night time. And yeah, once again, Nikki, very, very much appreciated. I'm glad to say gave Sue Easter Sunday at least with the family. Thank you very much. It was very much appreciated and very kind. Thank you. Moving away from that timeline, Nikki did also later say if there's anything else I need getting or bringing in or whatever with the dogs, just to let her know. And as it happened, food supplies were getting low for the dogs at home, so she did kindly, I think it was a Monday or the Tuesday, go and replenish those for me, and I just transferred the money over into a bank account. But once again, Nikki, thank you very, very much indeed. Very much appreciated. Saved the day food-wise for the dogs. And then I think it was Bank Holiday Monday. I had a message from dear friend Sean. With the family down at the beach nearby, walking their dog. Pardon me. Said, would the dogs like a walk? I said, that's really kind. So, Sean and your mum Liz, thank you very much for coming in and tolerating two excited dogs going on their walk. You mastered their harnesses really well. Thank you very much indeed. It was so wonderful to see, and yeah, they thoroughly enjoyed it. And yeah, once again, thank you, and your families who came along and just sat in the car. Very much appreciated. Very, very, very kind of you. So I'm a lucky guy. Thank you. A couple of other thank yous also go to Marilyn, who was offering, but she had a cold, so didn't think it was a wise idea to come in, and I totally agree. But I do appreciate the thought was there, Marilyn, and you asked, and yeah, right this moment in time. Hope you're enjoying your cruise. And also Maria, thank you very much for your kind offer for the Tuesday of, that's a very brave woman, taking anything away for washing, and also did I need anything else bringing in? The answer would have been yes, but as it happened, I got discharged at 4 on Tuesday, which is, I believe, when you were leaving work to go and do anything for the bringing stuff in. So thank you very much for the kind offer. It would have been very much appreciated. I'm very grateful of your offer, and once again, I'm a very lucky guy, so thank you, Maria. God bless. So as you can see, real friends, very close, and also obviously local, but it makes so much difference not having to even ask and people just offer. Yes, I do put things on Facebook saying, oh, I'm in hospital, blah, blah. When you're on your own, you can't really say different. It makes it feel like you've got your friends with you, and that makes all the difference, believe me. Right, at this moment in time, everything's virtually back to normal. I did pass it on to Dottie, it would appear, and she's also back to normal. We're very much on the same timeline there. As for Toto, he's Toto. He doesn't get ill, really. He's just got his little bad back at times that plays up. But other than that, Toto is Toto. So what about the title is when when the going gets tough? See, it is so difficult just to say that one bit. When the going gets tough. And it does. When you're self-employed, don't work, don't earn, you don't get money. So I had worked 3 days. The Friday was quite a short day because I felt really felt really rough on Good Friday, so I only did one shift, one block of Amazon. So it was a quite pathetic payday, and of course we had the beginning of the month, which all the bills come out. So it was quite a disastrous time living on credit cards and overdraft. I've done quite a few blocks since. This week, and yeah, there's been other appointments, so I have done as many as I can. Sadly, only one today. I did try earlier. So tomorrow's going to be a moderate pay, low compared to normal, but I've been on the Wednesday and the Thursday after I got out of hospital. I didn't want to be too far away from my loo, if you know what I mean, because things have gone back to square one. But now things are better. I'm back to normal. Have thankfully got a good week already pre-planned for the coming 7 days. I think it's about 3 days. I've got 2 blocks already allocated to me, so thank you, Amazon. It's as if you know. But yes, it's been tough on, let's say, overdrafting credit cards, but you get through. Where there's a way you cut it down to the bone where possible. Thank God I got the solar. That is reducing my electric bills by about 75%. It's unbelievable. And of course, now we're getting longer, lighter days. By the time I get downstairs about 8:15, it's already activating and powering the entire house. And come about 8 o'clock, 7:30 at night, that's when it sort of kicks out. So I'm getting about 12 hours of the solar, the daylight is powering my house. Unless I go and put something like the oven on, or the microwave, or the kettle, and then it substitutes the extra power, but with on the grid, I mean. But other than the high power stuff, everything else, telly, fish tank, fridge, freezer, lights, fans, etc., is powering everything. Radios, phone chargers, computer chargers, everything else like that. Absolutely brilliant. So hopefully I'll be able to do a Eco4 update. People have been asking, how's your house getting on? If I do this, you can still see the scaffold still exists. But hopefully we're just waiting to see if it can come down any day now. Will it? Or will it have to stay up for more repairs? Oh, you couldn't write this stuff. Anyway, that is another vlog. So yes, it's been tough. And if you wanted to, please like, subscribe, share. I'd love your comments below. And if you feel you want to support the channel in any way, left, right and centre, there is Buy Me a Coffee. And it is basically just a one-off donation into the channel. And I do tend to use it for the channel. But this week I might actually use it to pay into my account. I'll be totally honest. But no, it's designed to help the channel, and I've also said I will make a donation at the end of the year to a charity or two for animals. Yeah. See how the charities behave, to be honest. But no, the ARC will be included, as will the Dogs Trust, and try and include a couple more, including the PDSA, who have been very, very kind to me. So, in some advice. So, there we go. Just before I go, here's a few little videos of my dear little fur babies. They have been my rock. They've got me through this. They've given me the reason to come home. And Dottie on a Librella is like a born again pup. Does struggle getting up and getting down, but all other parts, she's running around playing, getting very excited. And in case you didn't see him, there's Dottie and there's little Toto. Oh, here he goes, the camera's on. Here's a few pics of my week. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, and if you want to, buy me a coffee. Until next week, be kind to one another. It's a mad, mad world out there, believe me. Thank you very much for watching. Take care of each other. Bye. He can't resist. He cannot resist. I'm going to sit right here and get my good side out, get my good side, get my good side. Oh, look, look, look. Oh, I'm giving that little out the corner eye. Look, yep. Why does he get all the attention on the camera? I'll sit here. I shall look like I'm just chilling.
They can't read it on my mind, on my mind. And all those pictures we might find. And all the places far behind. Well, they can't read it on my mind. Well, I may curse it, I might lose all I got. And everything I've gone and bought. And all the stories sound the same as what I thought. Always ends someone distraught. Well, Well, they can't read it on my mind, on my mind. And all those pictures we might find, we might find. And all the places far behind, far behind. Well, they can't read it on my mind. When it's not now if you win or if you lose, things are great just like the news. And when it seems more than just a burned out fuse, when you heed those subtle cues, well, they can't read it on my mind, on my mind. And all those pictures we might find, we might find. And all the places far behind, far behind. Well, they can't read it on my mind. Well, they can't read it on my mind, on my mind. And all those pictures we might find, we might find. And all the places far behind, far behind. Well, they can't read it on my mind. Yeah, well, they can't read it on my mind.